wanted to give a shout out to Christine Miserandino for creating and sharing her spoon theory with us. Having the term Spoonie has given such a way of connecting, I think, for all of us in the Spoonie community. And it's also a great way for us to share with others about life with chronic illness and disability. So thanks so much, Christine, for doing that. Today's question comes to us from an anonymous source. What can you do if you have something to do, but you know you don't have enough spoons for it? So this question, I think, it's a very good question, but it's also not a very easy one to give just one specific answer for. So I will kind of base my answer on maybe things I've done and things I've seen others do that are at least helpful. But I think one thing we have to know from the beginning is that we're given a certain number of spoons each day. So even when we have to do something we don't have spoons for, and we know we're going to use extra spoons from the next day, we're not really able to save up a whole lot, I don't think, ahead of time. But there are some things we can do to hopefully make it a little bit easier when you have something to do that you need to do, and you know it's going to deplete your spoon supply. So I think one thing I want to say that's very important to me and I feel very, very strongly about, is that we only know our own situation, really. So all of this has to be adapted to what your situation is. Even if you've got the same diagnosis and you've got the same, you're the same age and you go to the same school, you still don't know somebody else's situation exactly. And so really there's no room in this for comparison. Key word with all of this is strategy. We have to kind of come up with a strategy of how we're going to handle things every day, really. And then that way it helps us have a strategy to handle the things that come up that are big, that we know or are going to use our spoons. One of the ways you can strategize is being creative and using effective time management skills. You might not think a whole lot about that right now. I know most of you that would be watching this are younger, so you might not really think about how your schedule looks for the whole week. But if you do, it will really help you a lot. If you plan ahead, think ahead, and try to strategize, what can I get done now so that I'm not stressed about it later, or that I'm not doing it the night before the thing I have to do. So, maybe you're going to go, for me, I always use Disney because I'm right here in Orlando, so it's an easy thing to do. But let's just say we've got this big group going to Disney on Saturday, and so we know we're going to have to get up early. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be hot. We're going to be tired. We're going to use extra spoons, no question. This is one you kind of want to do. There are, of course, other things that you have to do that you might not want to do just because of life's obligations. But the point is still the same, that if you can plan your time and figure out like things that you can do ahead of time so that you're not waiting till the last minute to do them and then using all that extra energy just before, then I think that's it's a good place to start. Another is self-care. And again, I think with teens and young adults, we might not always think about, you might not be thinking about taking care of yourself so much. But it really is important. If you can get some rest that week ahead of what it is you have to do, if you can get sleep, make sure the day before, especially, that you get to sleep early. Really, it's not a great idea to stay out all night or till the wee hours of the morning Friday evening when you've got to get up first thing the next day. You're already starting way short when you do that. So, sometimes we just have to tell our friends, can't do it, sorry, it is what it is. It's not fun. Nobody likes it. But you kind of have to do what you have to do to take care of you. And that goes back to self-care. Eating well, another one. If you know you've got something coming up where you're going to be using extra spoons, honestly, it's a good idea to probably eat as best you can. We all like to snack and eat junk food from time to time, or most of us do. But if you know something is coming up, then you can fuel your body with good nutrition, and that's going to help. Another one is learning to say no. If somebody is asking you to do things to help them, and this is just good across the board, not just because you've got something specific coming up, but just as a general rule for your schedule, it's okay to say no. It's okay not to take that babysitting job unless you really, really, really need it. It's okay to say to your friend that, maybe you can't go to the mall tonight because that's going to use the extra spoons that you're going to need for tomorrow. And a big thing, real important thing to put into this whole thing is knowing that you're going to need time to recover. So if you can at all plan time in for recovery, rest the day afterwards. Again, get things done as much as you can ahead of time, so you're not that last minute on Sunday trying to get that paper finished that that's due Monday, or getting the laundry done or the groceries done, whatever it is that is in your life that needs to be done. If you can do those things ahead of time, it will truly help you on the recovery side. And there is going to be recovery time, right? So you're going to need that. So if you can plan ahead enough, and then that should be your friend. That should work for you. It's a little bit of an answer. I know it's kind of general and basic stuff, but I really, we all have to figure out what works for us. But those are some strategies you can use. Now, you guys live this every day. So those of you that are watching that have a chronic illness, so what are your strategies? What are your ideas? How do you do it? I would love to hear from you. I think that would be really great. And we would also love to have your questions. Keep sending them in. It's great. We would love to answer any questions you have, for Allie or Nancy or Kirsten. Just send us your questions. And we're actually entertaining the idea of having some guests to help answer questions for Ask a Spoonie as well. So stay tuned for that, and join us again next week. And I hope you have a good one. Take care.
Hi everyone, it's Allie, and today's question comes from Anonymous. They ask, what are some things you can do to make your life easier?